Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's TokiTV. Thank you for joining us. Today is August the 21st. We have a super special guest today. I see a whole lot of people, 40-some people so far joining live, but I only see 2 people commenting. So get your names in there. Tell us where you're watching from. Let's make this interactive. We appreciate you. Hi, Wendy from Wales and Ula. Lots of people sharing on their personal pages. So thank you. Today's going to be really, really special. We're just going to describe it as that. It's going to be very special today. I want to do a quick check-in. Howard, Garrett, how are you?
Doing fine, thanks. Would you like an update on the boat sinking that happened last Saturday?
Yes, please. I know everybody wants to know.
Well, the sheen seems to be over, but the boat is still there, 200 feet down. Last report, they were working on a way to seal the tanks. There's probably still fuel on board, and then to raise that boat. It's a big operation. But although the sheen is gone, there was a mysterious report of about 24 common murres, little birds that flock and land on the water, and they had floated up, washed up dead. And so that is very, very worrying. So that's being investigated now. So there could have been some serious damage to wildlife. But so far, at least right now, the emergency is over. The southern residents have not reappeared since late Saturday, early Sunday when they left. But there are lots of transients around, all around Whidbey Island and in Puget Sound and around the San Juans and humpbacks and a couple of gray whales. So we have lots of whales living here.
Thank you for the update, Howard. Alejandro, how's it going there in Florida?
Doing well. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Just here supporting Lummi Nation. I got my cedar rose. I keep on my desktop here. And like I always said, please keep praying for Lolita. I encourage everyone to keep praying, sending positive vibes. I'm here right now. I try to join this amazing woman, Raynell Morris. So hopefully hearing good news.
Awesome. Thank you, Alejandro. And yes, we love our Raynell here for sure. So thank you, Squil-le-he-le, for joining us today. To get ourselves centered and grounded today, what we're going to do is we're going to play the Lummi National Anthem. If you want to at home while we're playing the anthem, feel free to say your silent prayers at this time. And this is how we are going to start us off today. So I'm going to go ahead and play that now. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that with us. Let's get to it, guys. We have Sk'ali'Ch'elh-tenaut with us here today, Raynell Morris from Lummi Nation, also with Sacred Sea, and on the board with Friends of Lolita. Raynell, welcome. Thank you for being with us today.
Thank you. Yeah, I feel like, we're all long time friends, but I need to introduce myself in our traditional way. Sk'ali'Ch'elh-tenaut, Sk'il-le-he-le, Senesnet, Chuck Lummi. Good afternoon, my respected friends and relatives. I'm Raynell Morris from the Lummi Nation. I am really so excited and so full of gratitude to the TokiTV team for every Sunday showing up and carrying the faith, the education, and the prayers for our relative, Sk'ali'Ch'elh-tenaut. This is our way of raising our hands in love and respect. I'm really eager to share a very treasured time that we were able to spend with our relative. I also have so much gratitude to the Dolphin Company and raise my hands to them for extending the invitation for the cultural and spiritual prayer time that we had with our relative last month in Miami. We've been asking for years and years that when our people are sick, that this is part of the spiritual healing that affects the physical and the spiritual well-being when you're not doing well. So we do it I've had the work done for myself, for my family, for others in the community. It's our tradition. That's what we do. So to be able to have the Dolphin Company show respect for her culture and extend the invitation is huge. And I was able to extend the invitation to Shirley He-le, who is a Lhaq'temish matriarch and Lummi elder. And some of you may have remembered a few months ago on TokiTV, we did a water ceremony up at Witchiakan. And that was her and her whole family that lined the beach to do prayer for Sk'ali'Ch'elh-tenaut. So it was just the perfect fit to extend the invitation to her to come and be the one with me, to pray with her, to drum with her, to sing with her, to brush her off with cedar boughs, everything that we would do in a traditional healing ceremony here, we took and brought that to her. So just great gratitude. And the other piece is that I cannot say enough the gratitude to the Dolphin Company and all of their staff for caring and ensuring that we were cared for. Shirley needs some special assistance, and they were there, right there to help her. They cared how she was doing. Did she have a chair? Did she need water? You know, for us here from the Salish Sea, in the cooler weather in Miami at 93, was a little warm for us. So they did everything they could to make this the best experience possible. There was no time limit put on our visit. So from the beginning to the end, we ended up spending 3.5 hours with her. And I would like Annette to play. Shirley is not here in person. We were able to videotape her just yesterday. So she's going to share her words in our way. We let the elders go first. So Annette.
My native name is Hyaltza, and I want to talk about my trip to Miami to see Sk'ali'Ch'elh-tenaut. It was a beautiful experience I'll never forget. When we first got there, she didn't know me. We stood there and we watched her for a while, and we asked if we'd go around the tank and go visit her, so they let us do that. And Raynell got to talk to her. She wouldn't come to me. She would go to Raynell first, and she would listen to Raynell while Raynell was praying and talking to her. And I stood up and I said, "Can I sing you a song?" Because she wouldn't look at me. I said, "Can I sing you a song?" And she just sat there. And I started singing the song to her. And I used her name and I used a tune. And she turned and looked at me and she started dancing like this in front of me. I says, "Oh my God, she's dancing, Raynell." And she says, "Yeah." She's listening to me. And I sang the song like that until it finished. And then when I got done, she went around the pool, the tank, and she came back. I said, "You want me to sing to you again?" And she shakes her head like that. So I start singing again, sang to her. And when we got done with that, we just sat there and we watched her for a couple hours. And about 1 o'clock, they were going to feed her some ice. So we walked over to the other side of the pool where we came in. That's where she was at. And they did some little tricks for us while we were sitting there. It was 90 degrees that day, so it was hot. Anyway, they were doing tricks with her, while they were feeding her. They'd make her jump. And when they fed her the ice, we had to feed the dolphin. And they asked if I wanted to. I said, "Sure." So I fed the dolphin. She would not open her mouth for me. She just looked at me like that. And I says, Raynell, I think she wants you to feed her. So Raynell goes and steps in front of me, and she gives the dolphin ice. And then when she done that, she opened her mouth. And Raynell gave her the ice, and Raynell was just feeding her. She would not let me feed her, but she knew I was there. And when it was time for us to go, I says, I'm going to sing you some more songs. And I sang 4 different songs to her, and I sang the farewell at the end. I says, I'm going to explain the song to you. I said, it's not a goodbye. It's I'm going to see you in the future. I'm going to see you later. It's not a goodbye. So I sang the farewell song to her. And when I sang that farewell song, I sang all the songs, she was like this in front of me. She listened. She knew what I was doing for her. I was praying for her, and I prayed for her also, and then I sang these songs. When I sang the farewell song, she was dancing like that, and when I got done explaining everything, I got done singing the song, she looked right at us like that, and then she turns around and goes off, and she turns back, like she says, it's time to go. And she left. She moved away from us when it was time for us to leave. It was a good experience, a wonderful experience to carry with me forever, because I got to be with her, and I got to pray with her, and I got to sing to her. And she loved it. She loved it because she danced to the songs like that. I sang a Sk'ali'Ch'elh song, a Shaker song, another was one of my son's songs, and then I sang the farewell, and she loved them all. It was beautiful to see. You had to be there to see it, because she was so content when I was singing. Her little body going back and forth like that. Her head. You had to be there. I'll never forget that trip, and I wished I could go back and be with her again. So that was my experience with our baby girl. Thank you for listening to me.
Wow.
Annette, could we go ahead and play the first song that Shirley sang
Yes.
to Sk'ali'Ch'elh-tenaut? Aishka.
Okay, this is a song I sang to her. It's our Chilangan song with my grandfather, Haitlik. Look at me, white people. This is who I am. Lhaq'temish wanitam tia. Lhaq'temish tia. Neathlands Chilangan tia. Neathlands Chilangan tia.
I want to put up a few comments because people are very touched, and I kind of just want to take a moment to check in with Alejandro and Howard as well, because as I was getting these ready, I just was in tears. So Howard, how are you doing?
Oh my God, I'm overwhelmed. That was just so beautiful. I am so thankful for Toki that she was able to feel that prayer and that devotion to her and have that moment to dance with her, really to feel the song so deeply. And I so appreciate Shirley and Raynell for bringing that to us to tell us. So this is that story is to me worth as much as any video, any photograph, because it's the telling of what happened, and I felt it, I saw it, I could see her doing as Shirley was saying that and swaying to the music. I was swaying to the music. I could see how she would. So thank you so much, both of you, Shirley and Raynell, for doing that and telling us about it.
Alejandro, how are you? How are you doing?
Yeah, I feel so touched for this. Thank you so much, Raynell and Jerry. I can imagine how you feel just staying there in front of the tank and seeing Lolita dancing, And I feel she will go home soon. I can feel it. My birthday is on September. Let me give the good news for me, please. Tell me Lolita go home soon. Thank you so much. Amazing experience. Thank you. We really appreciate you share with everybody here. Thank you. Kachka.
Thanks, Alejandro, as well. Sk'ali'Ch'elh-tenaut, back to you.
Well, after Shirley sang the 4 songs to her, and you heard Shirley, the connection that Sk'ali'Ch'elh-tenaut had with her was so apparent. Right where we were, the opening in the tank, she was close enough that we could reach and touch her head. And she stayed there through all those songs. When Shirley was done singing, we gave her a little bit of a break and let her kind of, digest, what had just happened, what she had experienced. And then she came back around and I got my drum and she came right back to me. And as Shirley said, she knew me. Right when we walked in, she knew me. And when I started drumming and talking to her about, you've heard this before, it's your heartbeat, it's my heartbeat, it's our heartbeat. She just stayed right there. And then around the Well Stadium, heads and heads and heads of ancestors showed up when I was drumming. They told me that the drumming was a conduit. They wanted to talk to her. They didn't want to talk to me. They wanted to go through the drum and talk directly to her. And they did. So I kept drumming. They just kept coming. And she received it. She was connecting with their messages. And it wasn't just ancestors. I sensed that it was also live energy. So there were lots of ancestors from the other side. There was energy from people here, and it just kept going. There's no way to explain, just after another. It was beautiful. They had so much love for her, and she wanted it. She was talking with them. She was receiving it. And this went on for quite a while. And when it was a little quieter, because there were people there that wanted to witness, they didn't want to speak. They just wanted to witness. And I honored that. And she wants to come home. She's ready to come home. And so just like Shirley said, we've been saying this to her for quite some time, the apology, and telling her they never asked us for permission to take you. We're sorry. We're coming for you. But you have to heal. You have to heal your body. You have to heal your spirit. Because that was the other message that came through, is she has some spiritual work to do. And of course, we all know that she's got some healing to do. But she did express that she wants to come home. And so when we were done with the energy work and the messaging and the drumming, we had brought in cedar boughs from Lummi, from Lhaq'temish territory. And Shirley took one and I took two. In our traditional way, we brush the one that's being worked on off to relieve them of any negativity, of any pain, of anything that shouldn't be around or on them. And so we did that work, and she stayed right there with us and received it. And when we were done brushing her off of the cedar boughs, Shirley talked to her trainer and said, we're leaving these. We're not taking them home. They're for her. You saw what we did. If you would honor this work, this belief, this culture, and take the cedar boughs and do what we did, it'll help her heal. And they agreed. The other important thing to note is in our way, our tradition, when we stand someone up, and we've stood Alejandro up, he's witnessed this with others, we put a blanket around you. And so we were able to do that with Travis Burke. He allowed us to wrap him with an 8th generation Sk'ali'Ch'elh-tenaut blanket. We folded it and wrapped it over his heart and told him this is love and respect for allowing us to be here, the gratitude. It is for caring for her, our relative. Haishka, we love you. And he received it. Now, he may not know everything about Lhaq'temish people. He may not share in our beliefs, but he respected it. That's everything.
But I think we're all just stunned right now. Thank you for sharing all of this with us. I see the comments coming in, and I see Alejandro and Howard, and I'm trying not to cry like a baby. I want to hear more. I just want to stop, and if you're just joining, we're hearing something amazing here, and just the fact that you got to go in and do that ceremony. We all know how that must have felt for her, and I know to have that connection with you that she had. I have no doubt that she's gonna turn around now, because she saw you, she felt you, she heard you, she connected with you. Not that she doesn't already, but right there she saw you, like she is coming for me. She is gonna take me home, and I have no doubt that her healing process is completely going to shift now. And I'm going to try not to cry. Yes, everybody's saying everybody's crying. Everybody at home is crying, and we're crying, and that's okay, because it's beautiful. And thank you for being that connection for us, because we all need that healing. Everyone who's praying for her every day needs that healing, and you're being able to connect us with that. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. What else do you want to share with us?
Well, I do have just a couple of closing statements and thoughts, because I might not respond to comments on Facebook, but I do read them, and I care about them. So I just want to say in Lummi Chawson, Stevenson, we're doing the best we can for her. Is it enough? No, but we are doing the very best that we can. And we're making progress from where we started January of 2022 to where we are today is tremendous progress. I am grateful for that. I have gratitude to our ancestors. I've been told this, and they shared it when we were talking with her and they were there. They are clearing her path. And it just felt like when I came home and I had to do a lot of praying. And it was beautiful. It was just so beautiful that I'm going, oh, we've created our super pod for her. We have ancestors. We have tribal people. We have non-tribal people. We have the whale people. We have the dolphin people. We're all coming together for our relative. It's beautiful. Hi, Ishkasiam.
We have a few questions, and I don't want to shift the energy from this. So, but some of the questions are people, and maybe not questions, just comments. People really want you to go back, and people. There are some questions. You know, can you go back, and are you allowed to go back? And I don't know if that's anything you guys have thought about, or if you can share anything around that. That's some of the comments coming in.
Well, what I was able to share during the visit is the explanation to the staff, what we were doing, why we do it, how we do that. You know, I've been worked on, you know, and just shared that this is what we do for our relative. This is how we take care of them. And so, you know, the explanation of why it was important, we were there, what we were doing when we were there. And then that it's not like you go to a doctor and they say, well, I want to see you in 30 days. Well, I want to see you in 6 months. That's not how our cultural healing works. We go back when we're called to go back. And I shared that with him, that's our culture. That's our tradition. That's our belief.
Thank you. A lot of thanks to the Dolphin Company and the comments coming in. A lot of thanks. And yes, gosh, thank you. People talking about the miracle and prayer and all of that, and really the shift that we at TokiTV have taken in just honoring prayer and honoring faith in this process and partnership. And Raynell, you know, and that you've helped shift that for so many people. And so really doing what's best for your relative, for our dear Sk'ali'Ch'elh-tenaut. Thank you for shifting that with us, because it's made all the difference. It's made all the difference. And the fact that you're there communicating with them and the people that are caring for her. I mean, thank you. Thank you. A couple of questions regarding the MSQ staff. People were curious of their reaction when you were there. I think you kind of said that, and Shirley made that request of them, and they agreed. Is there anything else you want to share about the impact that may have had on her caretakers as well?
Well, I can't say enough the respect and gratitude. Each and every staff member that we accounted was overwhelming with respect and courtesy and hospitality, every one of them. And so it went from, you know, the person that helped Shirley up the stairs, you know, the staff person that ran down to the bottom first step to help her up, to the others moving the chairs, to them getting, you know, water for us, to getting lunch. I mean, and, you know, telling us what they're doing, why they're doing it. We're feeding her ice. It's part of how we connect with her and we keep her hydrated. You know, this is part of her enrichment. You know, they were very forthright in their sharing of what they were doing. And in turn, I was able to share with them who Lhaq'temish people are, why we call her our relative, why we do ceremony, why spirituality is so important and how we connect with her. Even when I'm back here in Lhaq'temish territory, the connection's still there. Far greater and more meaningful when we're eye to eye, heart to heart, most definitely. But the connection is always there. Sharing all of that with them was an important bridge to start building that knowledge and understanding of who she is, where she's from, why she's our relative, who we are, and why we believe she needs to come home. It's important work.
Education is huge. Oh, so huge. Peggy Oki says transparency appreciated, and I did want to. Peggy's reading my mind because this is so helpful for us, and I want to give Howard and Alejandro some time to ask any questions that they may have. I think we're all just kind of in awe. But Howard, do you have any questions at this point?
I don't think I have any questions. I'm just filling with this love and devotion to Sk'ali'Ch'elh-tenaut and the overwhelming feeling that this was a huge event for all of us, and I think especially for her, for Sk'ali'Ch'elh. This would be something that she would resonate with, would feel, and would take in and carry with her, and that would help her heal, would strengthen her and give her hope and give a connection with her relations, with her life, with her family, with her people. And I'm sure she felt it, and I am thrilled that the staff were able to feel that too at the sequarium, that you were able to give them a perspective on her that they have just never seen, felt, or considered before, that she is not just there in that tank under their care and their ward to, you know, as well as they take care of her, without knowing where she is from, who her family is, who her ancestors, her home is. They have been seeing only a little piece of her, only a little part of her, only what they can see with their eyes in that tank. And now they have this whole world that she is from. And now they know that. And they know that that connection is living here now. It's something that is with her always and always has been. They've just never known it before. They've never seen it before. Now they see it. And that will give them, I think, so much more respect and so much more love for her. That will help her healing too, because what you left behind there in the minds of the staff and in Lhaq'tenaut's whole understanding of who's out there helping her, who are the people who love her. It's not just that staff, but it's all of us, this greater pod. And you have represented us so well, so beautifully, Raynell and Shirley. I am filled with gratitude and respect for everything that you're doing. And so is the puppy dog, who is
Someone said here, Raynell, it's great hearing from you. You actually talked with her and touched her. Love yours and Shirley's devotions. Thank you for that. And then Peggy said it must have been so powerful. It truly makes sense that Sk'ali'Ch'elh-tenaut recognized you. And Shirley said that was cute. She said that she didn't want Shirley, she wanted you when she got there, and she did recognize you.
She did. It was beautiful.
That's so awesome. Alejandro, any questions about their visit?
I was in tears when Raynell was sharing with us this experience. I agree with you 100%. Raynell, the ancestors are clearing her path, and she knows she will go home. She knows Lummi is there to bring her home. She knows we are fighting for her, and I think and I feel soon we will achieve this goal. So thank you so much for everything you're doing. We really, really appreciate it. Thank you for this update, because everybody needs to hear this today. We feel like a relief now.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Love you, Alejandro.
Me too, as well.
We're gosh, again, I don't want to shift the energy. So what I will say is, a lot of people have questions, and in the past shows and in some of the recent past shows about Sacred Sea and what's going on, and everybody wants details, and we know that we all want to know what's going on with her, and it's because we love her. And I don't know if there's anything you can share. Right now, we talked a little bit about maybe we are making the invitation to you and all of the members of Sacred Sea, whoever wants to join, to come back to have those specific conversations. So yes, you guys are welcome on here at any time. You just let us know. Please do come back. But is there anything you want to share about anything overall with Sacred Sea? Or
Well, part of who I am, my integrity, I value and I guard. So I can appreciate people's concerns when they've donated to sacredsea.org over the last couple of years. But what I want to share today is we're very mindful of each dollar and how it's spent. Your donations and contributions have funded phase 1 and phase 2 of the operational plan. Your generosity allowed us to contract with the Well Sanctuary Project to get our 65-page operational plan to where it's at today. So I do want to share that much, but I would like to come back on with the rest of the Sacred Sea folks so we could do a better job of talking to you in better detail. In our culture, when we do ceremony, we don't mix the spiritual work with the business side of it. So I'm just trying to be respectful to how we do our spiritual work and don't want to go too far over this way, but would absolutely like an invitation to come back.
Well, you definitely got it. Anytime you want right now. We'll move anything for you, and you know that. Yeah, thank you for that. I'm gonna shift the screen here so everyone can see everyone else. I think that, and everyone's saying here, yes, they want to see you come back. They want the Sacred Sea crew to be back on TokiTV. So yes, please let us know whenever that is. I'll be in touch, and we'll get a good time figured out for that. The show, we're usually pushing the hour, but I think, and it's okay that we're going to end a little early today, because I want everyone to take, just to take everything in that we just heard. And I think that's going to take a while. And I encourage you to watch this over and over until you could take it in, and until you can maybe watch it without crying, which I still can't do. So And that's okay. That's okay. It was a beautiful experience. Raynell, thank you for sharing that with us. Alejandro and Howard, any last words before we close the show?
Howard first. Howard first.
I am just going to keep playing this vision in my mind of what Shirley was talking about, of Toki swaying side to side as Shirley sang her beautiful song. This is such a connection, such a unifying. I mean, one heart and one mind between Sk'ali'Ch'elh-tenaut and Shirley right there. They were united in this song. And that's just such a beautiful feeling. And I know Toki keeps it in her mind, in her heart. It will help her so much. So I am just so grateful, and I can see it as good as any video. So I mean, that story was all I needed. So I'll take it with me. Thank you, Raynell. Thank you, Shirley, so much.
Yes, I am so grateful too. I can visualize Sk'ali'Ch'elh-tenaut in her home waters with her family, and I will keep encouraging everybody. I encourage everyone to keep sending positive vibes, to keep praying for Lolita. She needs positive comments, not negative comments. This is a process she needs goes through. She needs to go through. We will not transport a box of bananas in the planes. We are transporting a whale. So she needs to, she needs to be 100% healthy. So people need to understand this. It's not about emotions. It's about what she feels, not what we feel. So thank you so much, Raynell, for sharing your experience. And like I said before, you put me in tears today. But it's amazing for this cause, for Sk'ali'Ch'elh-tenaut. Thank you so much. Hi.
Thank you, Raynell. Thank you, Alejandro. Thank you, Howard. Every single week, I love these guys. We haven't had to do it yet, but I said, even if we all just get here and stare at each other on a Sunday, we're going to gather, we're going to pray. And even if we don't have anything to say, but we always have something to say. So luckily for you guys, you don't have to see us sitting here staring at each other, but we will if we have to, because we'll be here every single week in one way or another. Raynell, I love you. Thank you so much for being with us. Just so grateful for you. Do you have any final words before we close the show today?
Well, I just want to reemphasize the love and respect to everyone that prays and honors and sends our relative Sk'ali'Ch'elh-tenaut the prayers, the energy, the love. Don't stop. Thank you, my friends.
Thank you. And we're going to close the show today with Shirley singing the farewell song. And so that's how we're going to end today's show. You guys, everybody, keep praying, stay positive, don't give up. We will bring her home. We will see you next week at 1 o'clock Pacific time, 4 p.m. Eastern time. And here's Shirley sending us off today. Farewell.
This is the saying I sung to her when we got ready to leave. I told her, this is not a goodbye. This is just farewell. We'll see you again. Sk'ali'Ch'elh-tenaut.